I've just always loved the smiley face. A symbol of why I started creating art in the first place was to share my happiness, my colors, my palette, my perspective with the world. And I think that that's what the smiley face was designed to do as well, was to inspire a smile. I'm Captain Casual. I grew up in Texas and Florida. The name Captain Casual comes from a combination of two things. I actually grew up sailing, and then the name Casual actually started as almost like a joke of a nickname, like a big guy named Tiny, because I've always been this intense, very driven person, and Casual was kind of like a name that was almost to poke fun at me when I was out of the zone. So after going into art, I quickly became Captain Casual. I grew up the son of art collectors, so as we were traveling around, we were constantly jumping from art gallery to art gallery or things like that. And so I was always inspired, but after college I went into business. I actually was a stock trader for some time, and was in finance for 9 years. But in 2015 I ran into some health concerns and decided to just change my entire life up. And went into art and started to pursue it, started to create, and that was 2016. Since going into art, my life has changed in so many ways. I'm extremely grateful for the life that I get to live these days, creating art and meeting and inspiring people, working with some of my favorite brands and doing cool activations. I like to create in so many different ways. That's why when you see all of the different paintings behind me or at a show, there'll be 4 different styles at one show. It's just that on different days I like to create different things. I like to keep it constantly moving and expressing myself in different ways. I'm deeply inspired by the beauty of flowers and nature and stuff like that. That's one of the reasons why I paint those, when I'm certainly inspired by that. And then cowboys. I love the grit and determination and just steadfast commitment to their path and their livelihood. And I draw so many parallels between them and the artist, who, regardless of what's going on in society, has chosen his path and his or her path, and it's time to create art. What's most in common with all successful people is that person you're looking at chose not to quit and chose not to give up. They chose to keep going, even when it didn't make sense, even when people didn't see the vision. Between their start date and the end date, there were many rainy days, both physically, mentally, and personally. And they chose to get the umbrella out and truck through it. And so one of the biggest things that a creative needs to remember is that they just need to keep creating. Think about it later. Criticize yourself later. Allow that to seep in. Never. I think that that's one of the guiding philosophies that I would put into anyone, other than the ones tattooed on me, like don't forget to have fun, or be nice to people. These are messages that a person needs for every day. Again, I'm Captain Casual. Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be on the walls of Dolly and Oz. I think what we're accomplishing here is a beautiful display of creations. Love being in this family, and happy to show these off in this exhibition with Dolly and Oz.